Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are in this world, which has just become so much smaller. First of all, thanks very much, Elizabeth Ann and Sandy, for the invite for reading here today. Special thanks to Aisling, Catherine, Anne, and Claire for your editing and choosing assistance. It was wonderful. Many thanks to my mentor, Nuala O'Connor, to the peers group, and to my benchmarks group who keep me on the straight and narrow. I'm going to start off with a little bit of Connemara. This is called Winter Etude. In the Connemara rains, soft sighing mists embrace lichen, bog, and boreen. At dusk, the dried ferns breathe fire. Gnarled blackberry husks hum in the fading light. Across the boreens, hay-humped farmers pedal rusted bikes through raw wind and puddled laneways, to where they whisper affection to their lumbering charges. A new moon slides in, inky, cold, dollops of hail frying our windows between winter and spring. In the shed, the kittens gather, clods of turf their winter bed, lethargic bundles entwined, feral and domestic, peaceful in the gathering gales. Pause to the watcher. Should I fear to drown? Take me upon your wing, tuck me in deepest plumage. Liberate me as the rowan bleeds ruby in dry lichen, where blackbirds and wren harvest hedgerows and trees. Watch the tufted ducks slick with winter mist, or mallards cleave across the flooded fields. Cradle me, and when you glide in regal file, I'll know to lay my troubles deep within your feathered hillocks. In case I forget, I am dedicating this reading to a very long-time special friend, Sarah McCowan in St. Petersburg, Florida. Love you, baby. This is called What They Don't Remember. We sit on silver-painted whiskey barrels, eat mashed banana sandwiches, chase around the apple trees, bare, slender limbs to pick the ripest fruit, always farthest out of reach. Here we hide in the crook of the branches and spy on suburban Dublin gardens. We bruise our fingers on loganberry briars for a jar or two of jam, run to the corner shop for ice cream blocks, wafers, then dash home to where Dad slices thin bergs for us all. After Sunday dinner, stacks of sliced apples between Mom's short-crust pastry, a dollop of cream to sweeten the sour, and find us once more climbing the crook of the apple tree branches. We sing songs around the piano after supper and rosary, squint through curtain slits to eke out another chapter or three from our library stash, while the older ones, with special dispensation, continue to play outside. Ceasefire in our domestic zone. Tiptoe. I caught you dancing through tannin grasses before sundown in the hazy pre-dusk, head high, tiptoeing through the barbed wire fences, my first deer of the year. This particular poem comes with a little warning. It's about elder abuse, and I dedicate it to my mother, Anne Dolores Myrta Maxwell, who died in 2010. Nurture through nature. Mid-November and the turlock has risen, Mom. Blackberry husks on the stems, and in my garden a lone pansy hangs yellow and purple. Your anniversary month, 8 years since you died. Little has changed. The primroses in the old wheelbarrow keep giving through first and second frosts, and the deer have barked through burgundy, lemon, and rust foliage. Rutting season has lost its heat along Loch Mask. Everywhere, broken, archaic Irish systems, I couldn't protect you, Mom. The swans have returned to nest. Out on the water, two pairs settle each side of the turlock. All day they tug at roots and rushes, waltzing in and out of the wild grasses. Sometimes they windsurf. Police refuse to help over and over. Social services now learns from its mistakes, and our legal system protects fraudsters. Your essence is everywhere, in the wisps of swan feathers and barren trees, in the singing limestones and herons, the call of the moorhen. And I am trying to make sense of a new brokenness, kintsugi soldering my shattered places. Maybe that's how we survive, Mom. A voice to the voiceless. If only someone heard. Lickety-split. A bell pull on her web and the spider tumbles down, down, down. Bullseye. With a spin of silk here, a stitch there, she spins, spins, spins the disoriented fly, mummifies a wasp, plays her threads tighter, swinging a sarcophagus. Dinner's up, said the spider to the fly, said the spider to the wasp. Her lines played out. Rural driving. He wears a white straw hat with a jaunty tilt, drives a 4x4 automatic, hugs the road where the council poles glint. The crunch of gravel crackles 2 houses up before he crawls into view. He skims the grass verges, gouges new tracks, sits ramrod, long fingers bird-perched on the wheel, face aligned forward, always. Putts up the road and back once daily. They renewed his license this year. Again. At 80 plus they do that. Still, the blind man always keeps a slow mile. For sale. This is in reaction to an article in the Irish Examiner dated 2018 about Tulsa, who knew of illegal adoptions in Ireland. Between the lost and found, a mislaid marcasite earring. Reward. Suitcase with child's clothing lost in Dublin or on the 2:30 train to Cork. Reward. Lost brooch. Sentimental value. Reward. Blackberries wanted, top prices paid, 5 and 1 to pickers or 5 and 6 to sellers. We collect or pay carriage for unblemished fruit. Between the lost and found, notices. Who will adopt a beautiful 6 weeks old boy of very good parentage? Will Catholic mother adopt to raise an attractive little girl aged 3, curly hair, healthy, full surrender? Healthy boy, fair, very intelligent, with happy disposition for adoption. Priest's references essential. Full surrender given. The column inches glare. Black type lures discerning eyes. Babies to snatch. Empty arms to fill. Bulging pockets to siphon. Profits to be made. Donations to the parish priest or to the nuns. They call them as sinners, chop their hair, their names, nighttime lockups, enslave, servitude, beatings keep them in line, emotions smacked out, anything to make those Magdalene women conform. And the men who spread the seeds, unblemished stock. I'm dedicating this to Damien tonight. It is called Prophetic Prosthetic. Do you think they could do that with my boobs? Make them bionic, supersonic conics, so that every touch by hubby had pieces whirring and stirring, nuts and bolts shifting, clacking, brrring. And would we even know what to do? crewing these self-propelled tiddies? Warp speed ahead, even stealth mode is cool. Tires or shoes or hydraulic flues? How many floors, upstairs or down? Decorators, contractors, fabrics or wood? And could they create a spaceship, one floor or two, where I could store breast milk for a baby I knew? Could there be vessels that would happily rotate, clockwise and counter shifting into place, releasing packaged milk for a bairn or two, maybe even lunch or dinner, yahoo! And when we were done with our lusty crew, could we consider trips, a cruise or two? Bermuda, Asia, even Brooklyn Zoo. Ryanair flights with no extra baggage, mammaries free with minimal carriage. Sure, it's happy I am with my unique two. Content am I with creme brulee cocoons. No need for batteries, petrol or fuel. So I'll stay with my biddies, silicone too. Say, you up for this scientific breakthrough? This is in reaction to a story in The Independent in 2013. It's called A Lost Generation. It is dark. They burned the horse, petrol across her fine ebony flanks, swirls and curlicues of peacock blue and green, shimmering, undulating in the setting sun. Her proud eyes magnificent beneath soft lash, unused to the whoops, the flaying belts, the gurriers kicking her belly. Her heartbeat pushing the mackerel main in and out and in, nickering with the cloying oils. She whinnied, shook herself, showering the boys with petrol drops, her mane and tail like candlewick as she shrieked and bucked, burnt hair on November wind. They no longer whooped. In her last gasps she studied them smouldering beside, skin sizzling and popping, unable to flick her equine fireballs from cloth and hair. And as she died, horsemeat to the gang, she found she had no pity, no sorry in her thud, 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 quietened heart. And I'm finishing with this poem, and I just wanted to say thanks very much for listening to me, wherever you are. This I am dedicating to Carol, and this is called Welcoming Baltana. She said, stand still in the silence. Some things only on flower in stillness raise a timid head. And so I paused. Marsh marigolds, primrose, hare and lapwing, dandelions tempting bees. Watched seven deer nuzzle at wood's edge, whitetails flit across the turlock, ginger root antlers fuzzy with newness. Saw them scuff the earth, circle the tree line, once, maybe thrice, laid claim to a spot, then bed down. Watchers and nappers on this, the 1st of May. Thanks very much, everybody. Good night.